still harbour a slender hope of progression and therefore have every incentive to win in Uyo. It wouldn't necessarily be about doing South Africa a favour or not doing them a favour. On the flip side, they need the win for their own ambitions. Nothing less than 3 points will do for South Africa, and even then it may not be enough if Benin emerge victorious in West Africa. South Africa cannot be placed as one of the best 4 second place runners-up in their group. Benin can also incidentally qualify with a draw, but the nature of the scoreline then becomes crucial. Any draw will do if South Africa fail to win by a 2-goal margin. Bafana are victorious by 2 goals, then only a score draw greater than 2-all will suffice for Benin, with goal difference level and goals scored as the next tie-breaking criteria. But we will of course expand on those permutations as the game progresses. As we fly over this magnificent venue, 2010 World Cup venue, essentially what the hosts today, Bafana Bafana, need is a favour. Well, we might have hoped to have 40,000 voices ringing out in support of Bafana Bafana and belting out the anthem, but it is a weekday and a work day, and more numbers should trickle. The World Cup, an equalizer could be enough depending on what happens here. But what it does mean for South Africa is that with Benin trailing, they wouldn't have to now win by the 2-goal margin. We'll keep a very close eye on that match and endeavour to keep you updated as Rwanda have the first set piece of the game. Evidence Makgopa quick to close his man down as Rwanda get the ball moving again. They really picked Benin back in the first half of the game on Friday. Benin came alive in the second half, scoring through Oluwatosin Eigan. A kick that came directly from the goalkeeper and a flick on from the talisman Steve Munier. extinguishing Rwanda's slim hopes of still making it through to the World Cup. The runners-up had to be amended with none of the results against bottom place teams being considered. This is looking good for South Africa. Set up on the edge of the area. Mokoena lays it off again for a dangerous Appollis. Now Thalente Mbatha has scored long-range goals for South Africa before. It does it again! Oh, what a spectacular strike from Mbatha! Hugo Bruce installing him in the lineup, perhaps for precisely a moment like that. It's his third international goal, and it's the most meaningful of the lot.
What a stunner. What a well-taken goal. Thalente Mbatha coming in as a replacement, just receiving that ball at the edge of the box, and this is what South Africa are all about. All is recycling the ball, midfielders packing powerful shots. Ntwari could do absolutely nothing about that one.
Well, he scored on debut against Uganda. It was a little over a year ago now, and then followed that up a few days later with a goal against South Sudan. That was before really having started to find his range, his long-range shooting for a club level, which he did after finding it to Ethiopia 3-1 away and got a 1-0 win at home. They are yet to taste defeat at home against East African opponents in World Cup qualifiers. In fact, the annulled results, the 2-0 win they got over Lesotho at home, that was overturned as a 3-0 defeat, is the only home defeat that they have suffered in FIFA World Cup qualification with Hugo Bruce as their coach. It's 7 games, which they've won 5 and drawn just the 1. Last time they suffered an actual defeat in FIFA World Cup qualifying at home was to Senegal, qualifying for the 2018 edition, a 2-1 defeat late in 2017. Of course, it is not in their own hands today. They could get a handsome victory here and still not qualify. But Nigeria still currently holding their lead against Benin. Nigeria, by the way, making a few changes. Adams has scored on debut against Lesotho, getting a start alongside Oswin. Chikweze also drafted in, and a change in the back line. Tristan Kong made way for Ajayi. So some alterations that they've made, Nigeria, to strengthen their 11. Seem to have worked a treat with that 3rd-minute goal. Now South Africa looking for a cushion, looking to ensure that even were Benin to equalize, that they would still be progressing. That's the danger right now. South Africa with the just the 1-goal advantage, as the shot from range flies wide. Attempt there from Kevin Mohide. Do have several players with the long-range shooting ability. Ange Mutsinzi, the centre-back, is also very, very capable from far out. But that effort, the 26-year-old Mohide, the best, one of the most experienced players in this setup. He's making a 41st international appearance today. He's never scored a senior international goal for Rwanda since making his debut as a teenager back in 2016 against Cameroon.
I think that's one aspect of the Rwanda national team that's been very interesting. Just, I'd say, the youthfulness in terms of the experience, the number of caps. They're not a team that has that much of experience. And I think Bizimana is one of those players, 45 caps. And yeah, the rest it's 2 caps.
One of the problems, of course, the issue is that when you go to continental tournaments or even World Cups, you rack up many caps, potentially 5 or 6 over a short period of time, and this has not been the case for Rwanda. Only AFCON appearance back in 2004. They qualified from what was a 3-team group ahead of Uganda and Ghana. Failed to qualify for the upcoming AFCON in Morocco. They were Group D for qualification, along with, incidentally, Nigeria and Benin, as well as Libya. Nigeria qualifying top with 11 points. Benin and Rwanda were actually level on 8 points, with the first tiebreaker being head-to-head. They had lost 3-0 and won 2-1, so that meant that Benin advanced ahead of them. Actually beat Nigeria 2-1 in Uyo on the final match day, but Benin did what they needed to do, which was a 0-0 draw with Libya back in November of 2020.
And I do also, I mean, compliment them. They're not a team that gives away as many goals. Their score margins have been 1-0. So they are quite disciplined in terms of their defensive organization. But when they do get behind teams, they also have that ability to punish.
The only team to have beaten them by more than a 1-goal margin was Nigeria on match day 5, as they looked for a delivery into the box. Flag raised. Call.
And this is exactly what we were alluding to, that when they do get into the opposition's half, they do have those qualities that they show in terms of their attack. And if it is that South Africa don't really get another goal, as you said, in terms of just getting a cushion, it would be really dangerous.
Yeah, let's explain why that's dangerous. South Africa, prior to the commencement of this game, on 15 points, Benin on 17. So as things stand, Benin remaining on 17. South Africa moving to 18. So if Benin were to draw level with Nigeria, then they would be level on points with South Africa, 18 points apiece. This is FIFA World Cup qualification, so head-to-head is not the first criteria. It is goal difference. Benin's goal difference would remain the same in the event of a draw at +5, and South Africa's would, in the event of the 1-0 win that they currently have, the score on it currently is, would be +4, and they would go out. So they need a 2-goal cushion, so that if Benin draw level with Nigeria, South Africa would also be +5 goal difference. And we go to goal scored. There's Oswin Appollis. Lets it escape him here. Still available on the edge of the... Oh, now he swept it home. And he initially made a hash of it, and then makes amends in the most spectacular fill up here. Evening in Nelspruits with South Africa 2-0 up against Rwanda, and things are going their way out in West Africa in Uyo, where Nigeria lead. As things stand, South Africa are heading to the World Cup.
People were leaving work. From Appollis, and there's the third. Evidence Makgopa. Start checking flight tickets. South Africa are going to the World Cup.
South Africa doing more than just the job. 3 goals in the bag, maximum points loading, good confidence, and Evidence Makgopa adds his name to the goal scorers. Well taken. Set piece once again, Oswin Appollis. Very accurate with those deliveries, the weight of the pass. Certainly finds Makgopa. And you know Makgopa with his height. Very dangerous.
Well, he did brilliantly there to shake off the attentions of Thierry Manzi. I don't know what it means to Hugo Broos. He was very gracious in shouldering a lot of the responsibility for the lost 3 points, although it's not necessarily under his exact jurisdiction as the coach to keep watch of administrative issues. But yeah, it was a disappointing display in Durban, not necessarily display, but the results, I guess.
Last year.
Kind of scoping. The managers clearing the lines for South Africa, and you spoke about just the timing, the positioning as well.
Yeah. By the way, Nigeria are now 4-0 up, so that virtually guarantees them a place in the best 4 runners-up on the continent, and they will have to battle it out for an opportunity to progress to the intercontinental playoffs. They've certainly done a job for South Africa. Probably Bafana Bafana's most famous rivals over the years in the men's and women's game. And of course, what shall we call them? Social rivalries over the years as well. Tosakazi, whose team TS Galaxy plays at this particular venue, watching on. As a football man, he would have enjoyed these goals, starting at the cracker from Thalente Mbatha, and then this worldie from Oswin Appollis. Don't forget, he had scuffed an opportunity just moments before that, making immediate amends, and then assisting Africa's third goal. Just awaiting the final whistle now. Legends of the game. Dr. Kamalo waiting to embrace the heroes of this Bafana Bafana team. Hugo Broos looks content sitting in the dugout in the stadium, alive with jubilation. Full time. The collective anxiety of a nation evaporates. The long wait is over. Bafana Bafana are going to the World Cup next year. Well, they had to do it the hard way. Hamstrung by their own federation. It's a team of players so deserving of the global stage that have managed to overcome the odds. What a performance! South Africa defeat Rwanda by 3-0. See you in the Americas.
South Africa, we qualified with nobody's help. We stood, the players, the coach, the management. Thank you very much. See ya, America. Salute.
These are the scenes, the unbelievable scenes of jubilation.